All right, so TCU got knocked off last night. If you didn't catch it, I'm here to let you know what happened and how I feel about it. TCU got knocked off last night by Arizona State, and this is good, man. Uh, I was wrong on this. I picked TCU to win this game, so I bet on Josh Hoover, and I'll never do it again. Wow, I'm never betting on Josh Hoover again because what he did last night was lose the game for TCU. Flat out, I watched it on national TV. I watched him shrink in the biggest moments, and that's why TCU ain't gonna win nothing big this year because your quarterback shrinks, and that's why Arizona State's quarterback rises. So this is Josh Hoover in the big moments. This is Josh Hoover goes from here. The moment gets bigger, he gets smaller. For Sam Levitt in Arizona State, as the moment gets he's here. As the moment gets higher and more intense and more high stakes, he goes here. That's Levitt. Like that last night was flat out in Hoover. So you come out. Let's just talk about the two drives. What happened? I've never seen it. You don't really see collapses like that. Josh Hoover flat out collapsed yesterday. I mean, I'm shocked. He collapsed yesterday. When you come out that first drive, so you punt obviously, and then Arizona State missed a field goal. That was the big thing last night too. The kicker couldn't make nothing, but he showed up in the big moments. Let's go to these last two drives for TCU. The fumble, bro. Two plays. It's 2nd and 10 or whatever. This dude that only takes a sack or gets sacked, but then the dude sprints over, rips the ball out of his hand like a child. Get out of here. Go back to the bench with your sorry self. It's pretty much what he told him because you can't compete at this level. So he rips the ball out of Josh Hoover's hand. They go and get a field goal. Defense makes a stand. Right? Arizona State gets a field goal. Then they get the ball back. Mind you, the defense, I thought they were going to give in. I have to commend TCU's defense for not giving in. They fought, and fought. I mean, that's when I think I'll probably be hurt for the most is them because them dudes fought to keep these dudes in the game late in the game. They fought their tails off when I know they were tired and gassed. They felt like they didn't want to do it. And their quarterback fought, let them down. Um, then they get the ball back, right? TCU gets the ball back with a lot of time, a good amount of time left to go, plenty of time to go get a drive. To go, I think it was like a minute, more like a minute 9 seconds, something like that. Plenty of time to go make a drive happen and go try to go get a touchdown and win the game, or at least a field goal to tie. Then what Hoover's going to do is, I'm watching his running back Jeremy Payne wide open. At least to me, at worst, he could have thrown it to him. Maybe the guy linebacker comes, I don't see him, and he knocks the ball out and it's incomplete, or he runs it and he gets whatever. But what you can't do is turn the ball over. You can't do that because if you turn the ball over, it's game over. And he got gamed. The Martell dude from Arizona State, Martell Hughes, I think his name is, just picked him off. I mean, I don't even know what Josh Hoover was looking at because it couldn't have been a game winning touchdown because I don't know what he was thinking. Like it wasn't like there was zeros on the clock. Like it was like a lot of time, a good amount of time left. There's no reason to be forcing anything. It ain't like it's fourth down or something. Like it's second down, and he throws a pick. I mean, like Josh Hoover flat out lost the game for TCU Lions, and I'm just telling you now, that kid. I continue to say he won't win anything big. TCU won't win anything big because he's not a big game quarterback. I'm just telling you now, he's not made for these type. He's not made for these type of games. He's not built that way. I'm just telling you. So TCU will be had a little winning record, but it won't be nothing special because he ain't no big game, big time quarterback. I ain't. You don't crumble like this unless you just shrink in the big moment. Unless you're just not a big guy. You're not a big time, big game quarterback. And Hoover isn't. You know, because there's no one else lost that game but him. That was a fire loss was on him. Now I want to go to Arizona State. I'm so impressed. So here's what I don't understand. Sawyer Robinson and Baylor. I want to say something about the Arizona State defense. Has been amazing, phenomenal. They've definitely impressed me. I had them losing to Baylor and TCU, so they've proved me wrong twice. Um, y'all don't understand how hot Baylor's offense was, how hot Sawyer Robinson was. And what they did to that Baylor team and walked them off in their home field and humped their logo was really just wild. Um, they forced two fumbles on Josh Cameron. Uh, Picked off Sir Robinson late. He also crumbled. Late in that game by throwing a pick that it shouldn't have happened. But to suffocate, they held Baylor to 24, and they also held TCU to 24. Bro, Baylor was probably one of the hottest offenses in America. They torched Auburn. TCU just got out done torching people. They were hot. Blew out North Carolina. Went and torched SMU. You know, was a good team. Really good team. Good to really good team. We'll see how the season goes for them. But that's a good win, and they torched them. Uh, like the point of the fact of the matter is both TCU and Arizona State's offenses. I mean, TCU and Baylor's offenses were smoking hot. What I call smoking guns coming into these ASU games, and both times, I think Brian Ward, the defensive coordinator, he completely shut down these offenses. I mean, that's why I'm impressed. Is like I thought that I really didn't trust Arizona's defense. I'm like, okay, leave it. Levitt is gonna struggle because he's not all that of a quarterback, and then his defense is not gonna be there to support him. I was completely wrong. His defenses were there to completely support him. I thought he had to get in shootouts, and I knew that wouldn't be that they weren't gonna win like that because he's just not that quarterback. He's not a high level quarterback, but I was wrong because dude, it felt like it didn't matter who was what or what quarterback was hot or what. Brian Ward shut them down. I mean, so I'm impressed with Arizona State to completely put TCU's offense in wraps, put Baylor's offense in wraps. That was a complete impressive defensive performance from him. He's definitely a name that's rising to me when it comes to just like top coordinators in America. That was really impressive. I don't understand how hot some of y'all do. Some people probably don't understand how hot TCU's offense was, and how good they really are, and how good Baylor's offense is really really good, and how hot they were. They shut both those offenses down. So I got to give them credit, and then I got to give Levitt credit to not one thing about quarterback is you got to be the elite ones and the great ones are big in the big moments. No matter what happened in the 3 quarters before, when I get to the fourth quarter or the second half, I'm gonna show up in big moments. And that's all Levin's done to go into Waco, Texas, and knock off a really hot Baylor team and be clutch when he needed to be, and then come and be a dog, and then come into TCU game and again be clutch when he needed to be fourth and goal, throw that strike to Jordan Tyson, and then you get the ball back, you get down to the 1 yard line, you get as close as you can for your kicker, give him as easy as possible. You can't get closer to the only thing closer to one is a touchdown. So you get him as easy as possible, move the ball, just be a dog. Um, even though 11 has some deficiencies, and he's not, I think he's he's not the he's not the most elite quarterback, not the most elite thrower of football. Dude, the dude's a dog, And when we say Johnny Manziel, like it's a little Manzielish because he makes the throws when they need to be made. He makes the runs when they need to be made. When it needs to be made. And the team just rides around him. Like it's like he don't stop, and that's the mentality you need. I was doubting Levitt. Now my doubts are starting to go away because all I know is this: if the game's close and the game's on the line, I'm looking at Sam Levitt right now. He just go look at what he's done these last 2 games. There may not be a more clutch quarterback, or at least this year, that has a better resume in the clutch than Sam Levitt. And I got to give him credit. I got to give him credit. I doubted this team going into these last 2 games between Baylor and TCU, and they proved me wrong. This may be the best team in the Big 12 because in a close game, how can you pick against Levitt and Kenny Dillingham? I mean, how many teams are going to beat them in a close game? I don't know. I don't know many. I mean, and no other team like who really looks impressive that's going to knock off Arizona State. Utah. Utah. Devin Ampere can look like he can't throw a forward pass. Texas Tech, Baron Morton and them didn't look impressive. The Utah defense shut them down. I think Brian Ward and them could really give Texas Tech some fits. Not more than fits. They could really shut down. If they shut down Hoover and TCU and Sorensen and Baylor, who I think are much better than Texas Tech and Brian Morton, their offenses, then why wouldn't he be able to shut down Texas Tech? Texas. So that's my first problem there is like I don't think Tech is all that. They didn't look impressive to me with Baron Morton. Will Hammond actually be the better quarterback there, but that's another discussion for another day. We'll find out in the future, I guess. We'll see what happens with that. But um, that Tech offense of Morton, I don't know. I question it. It just didn't look impressive when they played Utah until Utah just couldn't score. But Arizona State's going. It's not. They're not going to be able to do what Tech's defense did versus Utah. They're not going to have the same success versus Arizona State and Sam Levitt because Sam Levitt could throw a pass and he's clutch and they got weapons around him. Raleek Brown. I need to talk about this kid. If you don't know Raleek Brown, you need to know him because the kid's legit. 100 I think 30 rushing yards yesterday. Doggish. What Arizona State was looking for was They need to find who's going to be the replacement for Cam Scatterboo. They got the kid from Army or Navy. I think it's Army Kane Udo, who's one of the top running backs in the portal. It hasn't panned out for him to really take that hold. He is still a young guy. I think he's a sophomore, or something like that, or a junior, but he's still a young guy, um, and so his time will come. But Rillick Brown, Arizona State has found their RB1. It's Rillick Brown. That dude's a dog. That guy has uh, that guy has NFL potential, like high draft pick, because that dude's a dog. I mean, he's a five-star coming out of high school. He got cut from USC. They wanted him to play receiver. They moved on, right? And then he goes to Arizona State and he had 130 rushing yards yesterday. And no one else is going to talk about him, but I will. That's why y'all come here, because I'm giving y'all the real stuff, not just what Levitt. And I'm giving y'all the real stuff. You know the name Malik Brown. That dude's a dog, and he will be this year. He'll be their bell cow back. He's going to be the guy that rushes for over 1,000 rush yards in that room if he stays healthy. He's their best running back, and it's showing. And I think that's helped a lot too. Is giving a running game to Levitt, having a running game that Levitt can rely on, and not just having him throw it. And then Jordan Tyson, right too. So I want to speak on this too. So I know a lot of people, you know, are Jeremiah Smith and all that kind of stuff. Here's what I understand, man. Jordan Tyson's on the same level as Jeremiah Smith, same level around me. I keep saying y'all that. I keep telling y'all that Jordan Tyson, my comp is Odell Beckham Jr. I mean, just go watch the kid. It's ridiculous. The stuff he's doing is ridiculous. That dude looks like the best receiver in America. Here's what I say. I don't know. I don't get into the whole debate Jeremiah Smith, Ryan Williams, who's better, that kind of stuff. I'll just say this. Jeremiah Smith is 1A. Ryan Williams is 1B. Jordan Tyson is 1C. Like, they're all top. Like, you could make an argument for all three of them. They're all elite. And so if you're just like, honestly, I feel like people who argue about Ryan Williams, you're just nitpicking. They're both elite, and that kind of stuff. But Jordan Tyson's one of the best receivers on planet Earth in college football right now. I'm just telling you now, he's one of the best, and not the best. The kid's legit, and he reminds me of Odell Beckham Jr. So watch the film, look at him, but he needs more respect. I was trying to make a video before the season saying that kid's legit. Everybody talk about Jameis and Ryan Williams, which I don't talk about the other ones. Jacoby Lane is legit. You're gonna find out today. Jacoby Lane's legit. And I've been about that kid for years now. Jordan Tyson is legit. Like, there's some legit dude out there. It ain't just Jeremiah Ryan Williams. And like, the way I've been framing is, oh, Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams. It's them two, and everybody else is a tier below. I'm gonna tell you something. It ain't like that. There's multiple dudes who are on the same level as Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams. Y'all just only watch them, so that's all y'all know. If y'all actually take time to watch other games, then you'll know, hey, there's other top dudes that are on the same level as them, if not better. So that's my thing on that. Jordan Tyson, legit, he was master for them. And I'm telling you right now, he looks like Odell Beckham Jr. I'm just telling you now, that's what he looks like. That's how he plays. He looks like the next big time receiver. And so, I just got to give him credit. He's amazing too. The Arizona State team is really good. That defense is amazing. They got really good edge rushers. They have really good, a lot of underrated dudes. Arizona State is a problem, and I think they are, to me, probably the best team in the Big 12. It's going to be them or Tech to me. I think them or Tech will be the best teams in the Big 12. Simple as that.